I set out a goal when I came back to bring a championship to this city. I gave everything that I had. I poured my heart, my blood, my sweat, my tears to this game. And Cleveland, this is for you. Oh!
LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat. I feel like it's going to give me the best opportunity to win and to win for multiple years.
How will Cleveland fans get over what happened tonight?
They won't. I truly believe they won't. But his name is now right there with Art Modell in the Hall of Shame in Cleveland sports history. But the lasting memory of tonight will be this shot, his burning jersey in Lakewood.
Here's some of the things he says. You know, he personally guarantees that the Cavaliers will win an NBA championship before LeBron does. Calls him the self-proclaimed king. He says the so-called curse on Cleveland is now packed up and going with him to Miami.
So the love affair is over, right? Not exactly. James seems to leave the door open for the return of the king, saying, if there was an opportunity for me to return and those fans welcome me back, that'd be a great story.
He's never going to be the king of Cleveland. He's never going to be what he used to be.
You have any competitive bones in your body, you know, you look at this as a golden opportunity for a lot of the guys that we have, because they're going to be asked to do things that they're capable of doing, but they haven't had to do over the last 3 or 4 seasons because they had such a great player here.
After posting the most wins in the NBA the last 2 regular seasons, do they make the playoffs this year?
Rick, if they take advantage of this early opportunity to embrace this new style of play and how unpredictable they are, early on in the season, they might get enough wins to be a playoff team. So Cavs Heat, first round maybe, 1-8.
The longest losing streak in NBA history is over. Cleveland Cavaliers ended their losing skid at 26 Friday night and just their second victory in the past 38 games. As the game ended, streamers came down from the ceiling of Quicken Loans Arena.
Baron Davis traded, and I'd say more like exiled to Cleveland. After 2.5 mostly unproductive seasons with the LA Clippers, they unload his huge salary and sometimes expanding waistline in exchange for Mo Williams.
I've been around basketball for 25 to 30 years and have never seen an electricity and the intensity in the building.
The 8th pick goes to the Detroit Pistons.
That means that the Cleveland pick acquired in the Baron Davis deal has leapfrogged into the top 3.
With the first pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Kyrie Irving from Duke University. With the 4th pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Tristan Thompson from Toronto, Canada, and the University of Texas.
Last time the Cleveland Cavaliers had the first overall draft pick, they selected LeBron James. We all know how that turned out. The Cavs are hoping this year's pick doesn't leave them high and dry. Irving was sidelined most of last season with a foot injury, but that didn't stop the Cavs from making him the first overall pick.
The ball was going below that free throw line so nicely in the early part of this game. Not so much sense.
Oh! A spectacular move by Kyrie Irving.
With the 4th pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Dion Waiters of Syracuse University.
Cavaliers have reasons to be optimistic despite the record the last couple of years. Chief among those reasons is Kyrie Irving.
Right now he's one of the top 10, 15 point guards in the league. But does he have any help with him? And that's the difficult thing.
Down to 5 seconds. He's got to go to work. Sizing up Anderson. Long 3. The bottom! Kyrie Irving! I cannot believe you've done it again!
The saying goes, a devil you know is better than a devil you don't. And the Cavs found a new head coach. Sort of. Mike Brown is once again the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Brown coached for the Cavs from 2005 until he was fired in 2011.
The 2nd pick will be made by the Orlando Magic. And that means the #1 pick in the 2013 NBA draft goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
With the 1st pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Anthony Bennett of Toronto, Canada, and the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
What about Bill Simmons' reaction?
I thought it was a bizarre pick. Hey, you know, the only reason I'm not going to kill it is because I don't feel like there's a consensus top guy in the draft.
Bergeau has 10 points. Anthony Bennett, way short. He was a confident shooter from three-point land in college. Of course, obviously a shorter line.
When you consider the fact that you had the #1 overall pick, and this brother Anthony Bennett will put Kwame Brown to shame. I mean, it's kind of stuff to get you fired twice. You understand what I'm trying to say? I mean, the unemployment line would fire you if they could after doing what they did. I mean, it's just that bad.
Cavs owner Dan Gilbert has done it again. Mike Brown has been fired after a short stint for the second time in Cleveland.
Well, these moves are all aimed, at least in part, to cater to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie did not get along very well with Mike Brown.
This is the most incompetent team of the last 4 years. They hired Mike Brown with a 5-year deal and fired him after one. They made all these mistakes. They screwed up some of their other picks, and then they get rewarded with the #1 again. I just think, like, enough. We're sorry LeBron left Cleveland, but enough with the karma for Cleveland.
What are the chances that LeBron comes back to Cleveland?
50-50. Prior to the season, I heard that the 3 candidates would be Miami, Cleveland, and New York, that he had no desire to be in LA.
With the first pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Andrew Wiggins from Toronto and the University of Kansas.
The last sentence is the only sentence that really matters. The last sentence says, "I'm ready to accept the challenge, I'm coming home." And what he means by that is I'm expecting the challenge to bring a championship to Cleveland. That was the one unfinished business that he's had for this long time.
Really, if you go back and look at when LeBron wrote his letter, he didn't mention Anthony Bennett and Andrew Wiggins in the letter. The feeling in the league is that this deal, or at least the framework of this deal, was in place as far back as then.
From St. Vincent, St. Mary High School, in Akron, Ohio, number 23, LeBron James!
Well, first of all, we all know there's friction because anytime you're a talent the likes of Kyrie Irving and you sign a 5-year, $90 million extension and then all of a sudden 10 days later you're an afterthought because LeBron is returning home, it stands to reason that there's going to be some issues.
The Cavaliers have traded Dion Waiters to OKC, and in return they get J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert.
Dion Waiters, obviously with LeBron coming on board, that altered things for him a little bit because it was supposed to be his and Kyrie's team, and now that's not the case anymore.
The Cleveland Cavaliers have been busy on the heels of the acquisition of J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert. They've acquired a big man, Denver Nuggets center Timofey Mozgov.
I think eventually that's what he wants to do. Oh, beautiful pass. The two former Knicks connect, Shumpert and J.R. Smith. And Smith enjoying every second of his return to the Garden.
We've worked our tail off all season to get to this point. And to be able to represent the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals is the ultimate, especially in this city.
Ron, congratulations, and to all your teammates. The 2015 Eastern Conference champions heading to the NBA Finals, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You got to be at full strength to win it. We weren't. You know, we had 3 playmakers in suits. I didn't win a championship, but I've done a lot of good things, in this first year back, and hopefully I can continue it.
The Tristan Thompson saga has finally come to an end. Power forward has agreed to a 5-year, $82 million contract. Thompson's signing now puts the Cavaliers over the luxury tax threshold, giving them the second highest payroll in NBA history.
LeBron did not promise to stay in Cleveland for the rest of his career. Cleveland is one of the favorites this year. If they win this year, and he's still having problems with this organization, don't be surprised if he leaves again.
They have the best record in the Eastern Conference right now, but we have just learned that David Blatt has been fired. A question's being tossed out there about the play of Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, and the play of LeBron James and how it was all coming together, how it was all meshing.
Numbers now for the Cavs. Here's Smith, the lob to James. Oh, LeBron! That was a tough catch. That lob was behind LeBron.
We just saw LeBron get emotional, teared up when Doris asked him about what are you most proud of in your 6 straight trips to the NBA Finals. LeBron just fears he'll fall to 2-5 in NBA Finals.
Golden State in the driver's seat now. Thanks to Curry, the Warriors are now just one more win away from their 2nd straight championship. They now have a 3-1 series lead.
Final seconds. It's over. It's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions. And the emotions for LeBron James, who delivers on his promise to come home and bring a championship to his beloved hometown.
Still hasn't hit me what actually happened. I was talking to my wife, and I'm like, babe, we did it. And I believe like I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be like game 4 all over again. I'm like, shit, we down 2-1 still.
It's here, and it's Golden State for Kevin Durant. Wow. Think about that team. Think about a 73-win regular season team, 1 win shy of back-to-back NBA titles, and they just got the last MVP to win that award, not named Steph Curry.
Unbelievable, unbelievable.
Does the NBA need an epic finals to save this season?
Feels like they need that. The narrative of the season was the finals is a foregone conclusion. Then we had the playoffs that we had a combined 1 loss between our 2 championship teams. Very few close games.
When you got to win 4 out of 7, the best team will always win. And this is the reason why the Golden State Warriors were so welcoming of Kevin Durant. What happened last night is that Kevin Durant happened.
LeBron James is not happy tonight. James had publicly campaigned for an extension for David Griffin, the Cavs GM, but the Cavs owner fired him tonight, officially calling it a parting of ways. James says he's shocked and his replacement might affect his future with the team. Stay tuned.
Whoa. Big news in the NBA. According to league sources, Cavaliers star Kyrie Irving has asked the team to trade him. Last week, the 4-time Cavaliers All-Star told owner Dan Gilbert he wants to be the focal point of the team and doesn't want to play with LeBron James anymore.
The Cavaliers won this trade because you swap Isaiah for Kyrie. You get a defensive player in Crowder, but the most important thing, you get the Brooklyn Nets unprotected first-round pick in 2018's draft.
Why did Kyrie Irving want to leave Cleveland? The reason why was because there was a trade. Once he found out that he was on the trade block and a trade almost went through, that, oh wait, you guys want to make me the villain? You guys want to say that I need to be traded? That's what it is? I'm the problem here? That's why he wanted to leave.
Now, they've got to make some lineup changes because the starting lineup that they're putting out there has been one of the worst lineups in the league this season. 3 guys in that lineup are bottom 15 defenders in the league. Isaiah Thomas is really killing them on both ends, and he's not able to score. Cavs have made 2 additional trades in the last 5 minutes. They are basically flopping out half their locker room. They've taken on at least $50 million in additional salaries going forward. It's happening so fast, I haven't even been able to do the math.
And they just said at the end of this ball game that this is your greatest achievement, getting this group to the finals.
Right around the trade deadline, kind of just switched my mindset on saying let's get the most out of this season I can. And I'm trying to squeeze this orange so there's no more juice left.
Looking at the frustration on his face, Skip, once Ty Lue tells him that they had a timeout and you see him slump in his seat. He was so upset that he punched the chalkboard and he ended up breaking his hand. Even with a broken hand, he averaged 29, 11, and 8. But something wasn't right, Skip. Something was not right.
What do we expect? LeBron should not and will not, in my opinion, pick a team based on the fact that they're going to win a championship next year. Because wherever he signs, they will not win the championship next year.
And if he winds up in Golden State, then just forget it. Just forget it. He will not even have a season.
That's not
even
happen.
fun.
Stephen A., LeBron is a Laker.
Well, first of all, I'm ecstatic. I think it was the right situation, the right call for him to make. He wasn't going to get anything accomplished in Cleveland. That was obvious. LeBron James committing to the full 4 years in Los Angeles, just like he committed to the full 4 years in Miami.
I can tell you Cleveland fans are taking decision part 3 a lot better, and fans are appreciative that he was able to deliver on that promise he gave just 4 years ago, bringing a championship to the city of Cleveland. The fans have been taking pictures of the LeBron banner, driving by, honking, just honoring LeBron and what he did for the city of Cleveland.
Hey guys, just wanted to give you a big shout out and thank you for all the support on that last video. I can't believe it made over 1.5 million views. That is insane. But just thank you, and more videos coming.